Now I look at these SJW type people, and what do they really want? They want mommy and daddy to say, "I'm proud of you."
Yep.
But they hate their parents.
They want to be loved. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be cherished and feel a part of something, you know. And now they're a part of something.
It's a cult. That's what cults do.
It is yeah.
That's what cults do. Cults.
It filled the void. It filled the void that they were thirsting for. They were like, "Oh yeah. Come on, we got you. We love you here."
Yeah, this is actually one reason why I've thought maybe religion is really important. Mm-hmm. Because at least with the modernization of Christianity and Judaism, you have peace.
That's a good point.
Like, yeah, we had thousands of years of war and conflict, but now you look at modern Christianity and it's like, you know, people just sitting at home having Christmas and kind of minding their own business.
One of my best friends is, you know, he goes to church and he runs I forget what he calls it, but it's basically just a group of, you know, any kid that doesn't have a dad. It's a bunch of dads go and they all have like a dad day, you know, like come and we'll, you know, we hang out, we do, you know, manly stuff. It's kind of like Boy Scouts, but for, you know, like like Big Brother, you know, and it's like, it's in the Christian church or, you know, whatever church he goes to. And it's like through them and it's not really religious. They don't talk about religion. They just do, you know, they play games, they talk about what's bothering them, and it's like, that's awesome. It's like, I'm not religious, but I can get behind that. Like, we need that kind of stuff in communities. You know, that's going to help solve a lot of issues, you know?
Well, the way I see it is, you know, I grew up Catholic briefly, left the church, not very interested in it. I'm looking at it now like, wow, when you remove that from people, they fill it with really nasty stuff.
Yeah.
There's like a hole, and people are looking for something. A lot of people probably are scared of death. Mm-hmm. And then you can have someone whisper sweet nothings into your ears, and it can be a reformed modern religion that tries to tell people to do better. It doesn't mean they always do. Or it can be a death cult that tells you everyone is evil and everyone hates you and everything must burn.
Yeah.
And so now you have these people trying to burn everything, even an elk statue. Just to burn it, just destroy it.
Yep.
So it's like they're unwinding all of these things we have built. Now, to me, this is evil. You want to know why this is evil?
Tell me, Tim.
You want to know what the purpose of life is?
Yes, I do.
I know.
Desperately seeking
all the
it.
answers, man.
Especially what you think it is.
Well, I can't tell you what meaning means or is.
Oh, come on.
But I can tell you that life does one thing.
Cop out.
Life organizes free energy into complex systems. And it creates it actually increases the level of complexity. So it's almost like within an entropic system, we have life, which is negative entropy in a sense. So basically, you take a look at the building blocks of the universe.
Okay.
And everything, you know, entropy, everything is slowly dissipating. Eventually, we'll face the heat death of the universe. Yeah.
Or the opposite.
What's the opposite?
The big cold, they call it.
The big cold?
Yeah, because the universe is expanding. So eventually, that is the heat death. I mean, eventually, but everything will be so far away from each other, you won't see any other stars.
The heat death. There's no more heat. There's no more transfer of energy.
Oh, okay.
Each electron is evenly spaced out to the point where nothing interacts ever again.
Yeah, you can't. Yep.
So that's where we're headed based on what we currently think. However, for now, as things do spread out, there are still interactions between baser particles, which form atoms, elements, compounds, etc. And so throughout everything we can see as you know, what life and existence is, there are bits of random free energy that combine to form more complex things, be it more electrons or neutrons or protons, all the way up to compounds. Then eventually you get to the point where life starts to exist, which is the ever increasing complexity of existence.
Yeah.
So you first, and this is based on me, who I am not a scientist, I don't study this stuff, but you have self-replicating proteins that emerge, and all these are chemicals that just copy each other, and so they're taking free energy bits and sticking them together. Somehow, somewhere, it becomes cellular life, and so at the very base of regular life, they're taking chemical bits and turning it into more complex systems that function and reproduce. Eventually, you get multicellular. So now it's even more complicated, where each individual cell now combines with other cells. Eventually that becomes an organism. Mm-hmm. So then you get basic, really small microorganisms. As they increasingly become more and more complicated, absorbing free energy and creating more complex systems, you get to the point where this life creates a system outside of itself, an ecosystem. So now you have squirrels planting nuts, which become trees, which make more nuts, which feed the squirrels. So now the life is interacting between each other. Then you get to the point where the life starts manipulating the environment. Beavers building dams, etc. Bees building nests, birds building nests. And then you come to the point where we're at now, human beings who create abstract complex systems. We don't just reproduce by eating things and turning it into more people. We don't just create physical objects. We also name those objects, give them ridiculous amounts of names. Like the word run has, I think, like 50 plus definitions. We create ridiculous, abstract, complicated systems.
Okay.
So here's what I see: creation, in the sense that we don't actually create matter out of nothing, but the creation of new complex systems is something we can build and can create. Over time, we do our best to create more than we destroy. These people seek only to destroy.
True.
Which is the opposite of what life does. And that's what I feel like we're supposed to do. We're supposed to build new complex systems and improve upon them so that they help new systems grow. And it's, in a sense, resisting the entropy of the universe. We won't win that fight.
Yeah.
But we're trying harder and harder and harder to do better and better and better. We become more efficient. We simplify language. We simplify math. We simplify our programming languages so they become increasingly more complex but more capable. Then Antifa on the far left shows up and tries to destroy everything around us. To me, that is the opposite of what life does, and that's why it's inherently evil. It's destructive. It hurts people. It hurts us. It hurts our creations, our developments. And in the end, it leaves us in pain.
Yep.
They burned down an elk statue for literally no reason. It's destruction for no reason. It builds nothing. It creates nothing. It hurts everyone.
And it's gone now.
I know.
It disappeared.
Right.
They don't know what happened to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like it's not there anymore.
So that's why how I view these people. They have no plan.
Yeah.
They're not trying to create anything. They're not trying to improve anything. They are, in fact, trying to make everything harder for everybody.
Yep.
And they're
in the fight to say that it's trying to make it equal for everybody.
Oh, that's the insidiousness, I guess. That you think that what they're actually doing is, so many people are like, but they're anti-fascist. Yeah. Oh.
In the most fascist way possible.
Fascistic. I'll be fair.
Okay.
Because I'll avoid the proper noun that is fascism.
Okay.
It's authoritarianism. It's very much similar. There's a famous anarchist professor, I'm going to leave his name out, but he tweeted about this, that many elements of the left have adopted fascistic philosophies.
Yep.
In order to gain power.
Before we get too far away, that was beautiful how you talked about basically the evolution of life on the planet, and the whole time all I wanted to do was praise the sun. But do the arms up.
Yeah. Well, the sun is emitting free energy.
I know, it's amazing.
Very basic free energy.
Yeah, very powerful energy.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when that stuff hits Earth, a whole bunch of different systems are created. It's like it's that energy is the what we use to build. All the little tiny bits on this planet are taken up using that energy like a solar panel to make stuff.
I mean, that's how we survive, because the plants eat the sun. We eat the plants. The animals eat the plants. We eat the animals. We eat the plants.
But this is why it's so important to create sustainable systems, green energy, and things like that.
Yeah.
If we just keep burning off fossil fuels, we're putting ourselves at risk.
Yep.
But the people who just burn random things down and tear down, statues of abolitionists and beat people, they're a chaotic, destructive force that is in the disinterest of all life.
It's true.
All life.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it reminds me of 28 Days Later, I guess. Maybe that's the movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
You've got, in the beginning, there's like that chimp that's infected, and the animal liberation people break in, and they're like, we're going to set these animals free, and then they open it, and then the chimp is all infected, zombified, and it bites them. And that's how the zombie virus gets out to the general public. That's how I view these people. Many of them think they're good intentioned, and you've got someone begging them, stop, we're actually fighting really hard to make the planet a better place, and they run in like morons and just blow everything up and then make everything worse. That's the chaotic, destructive force that is whatever this weird far left stuff is.
Yeah.
Like, they're rewinding everything. They want to destroy Mount Rushmore. They want to erase these things. They want to bring back segregation. Oh, they'll lie to you and say, no, we don't. All actions speak louder than words.
They are already segregating a lot.
They've been doing it for a decade, man.
That's crazy.
They've been doing it with graduation ceremonies.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And they've been doing it with pop culture for a long time.
It's so racist.
Yeah. Yep. Because you had an agreement among most people in this country that we should not segregate, but there were still people of all races that were angry that happened.
Democrats.
Not necessarily. No, I mean,
But necessarily.
there are
They're out there though.
there are Mexican people who segregate. There are black people who segregate. There are white people who segregate.
Mm-hmm.
And most of society was like, "No, we're not going to do that.
Yep.
We're gonna be in this together." Well, we let our guard down, man. The difficult thing about being for freedom and liberty is that it's easy to exploit the goodwill of people who are wanting to let you do your thing.
That's a good point.
So it's funny. There's always these free speech conundrums, right? Right now the BBC has banned Black Lives Matter buttons, I guess.
Right, because they found out that they're linked to different things that they are not okay with anymore.
And so I'm seeing a bunch of people say, "Where are all the free speech, activists to defend this now?" And I'm like,
do they have free speech in the UK?
they don't.
Right.
I think it's implied free speech, but I don't think they have it the same way we do.
Right.
So they don't. Like Count Negula got arrested, but for the pug joke.
Mm-hmm.
But my response to this is like, first of all, I will absolutely defend your right to free speech. If you want to wear that button on TV, the BBC shouldn't be allowed to ban it. I don't think that would fly in the US if it was a public broadcaster like NPR or something. However, do you really think that most people are going to rush to the defense of people who are trying to shut down their free speach?
No,
This
definitely not.
This is the inherent problem with being for freedom. You will defend someone as they scream, they'll be pointing at you screaming, "Don't let him speak. Everyone, shut him down. Scream in his face." And then when the cops come and start yelling at them, the good guys, the freedom-loving people say, no, he should be allowed to keep saying it. So what does that mean? They're entitled to rally people to shut you down, and principally, you must allow them to do it.
That's a good point.
It's a problem.
Yeah, no.
There you go, man. That's a conundrum.
Yeah,
Because
it's a conundrum right there.
I believe they have a right to say it.
Yep.
But guess what? Because they do, they use it and they use it against us. And so long as we believe in that principle, they will exploit it because authoritarianism has a major advantage over libertarianism.
Right.
China can weld people in their homes and shut down a pandemic.
And
We can't do that.
harvest organs of
Yep.
people that they hold in camps.
Yep. They can make people eat gutter out of the sewer,
Yep.
then lock people up and do whatever they want to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's no way to live, man. Man, being treated like just a waste byproduct. You seen the movie The Island?
Yeah.
With Scarlett Johansson and was it Ewan McGregor?
Yep. Yep.
For those that aren't familiar, it's
Good movie.
basically, the movie's 20 years old.
Spoilers.
So spoilers. There's these people who live in this facility, and they're very childish and naive, and they think when you win the lottery, you get to go to the island or something.
You get to go to the island. Yeah.
But in reality, when you win the lottery, it's because outside of this facility, the actual human who had a clone of them made to harvest organs wants your organs.
Needs the organ. Yeah.
Yeah. So what ends up happening is these people live there not realizing they're actually clones. And then when someone's liver fails, they're like, chop them open, take the liver.
Or the pregnant woman that basically carried the baby to term for her clone. Or she was the clone, rather. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. That's how you're treated in authoritarian systems.
Mm-hmm.
Like
a number?
You don't matter.
Sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Didn't work last time.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I got bad news for you. It seems like we're heading in that direction.
I don't think so.
Listen, there's a lot of freedom-loving people, but it's funny. I've been saying a lot that people should stand up for themselves.
People are.
I tweeted about the silent majority.
Yeah.
And everyone keeps trying to make it seem like when I say speak up, I'm saying go out and physically fight or something.
Right.
And I think these people are doing this because they don't want moderates and conservatives and even actual liberals to speak up for themselves. So it's like the only thing available right now is either you can shut up and let them take over. And when I say stand up for yourself, they're like, he's calling for violence. He's calling for violence. Help, help. It's like, no, I'm just saying people that should tell you to shut up. They want that dichotomy so that they have a monopoly on violence.
Yep.
And there's nothing you can do about it. But like I said, man, peaceful protest is more effective. If you stand up, it's like...
That's what Martin Luther King believed in. And he was a boss at it. And he made it work.
And I wonder why it is he's more revered to the general public than Malcolm X is.
I don't know.
It's the violence issue. It's the issue of violence.
That's probably it.
It's funny. I think Malcolm X condemned liberals, and I think Martin Luther King condemned moderates.
Interesting.
Yeah, they both, whatever. They were both civil rights leaders in their own right, but most people are unfamiliar with Malcolm X.
Yeah.
I don't even know much about him other than people have told me that he was more in favor of being violent and fighting back, whereas Martin Luther King Jr. is more about passive resistance and civil disobedience. I wonder if that's why we actually, remember him more fondly, I guess.
Probably.
Yeah. They were both killed, right? I think so.
Pretty sure, yeah.
I don't know where we're heading, man. So I did a segment on my main channel today about what if everybody loses? What if Trump and Biden both lose? There's a
interesting.
So remember we talked before about what could cause a civil war if Trump wins. So here's what I said: Trump could win the Electoral College by a little bit, and then some swing state has a Democrat governor who then says, no, we're going to give our votes to the popular winner. So then Trump and Biden both declare victory. Newsweek wrote an article saying the inverse, that both Trump and Biden lose. And if they both lose, then what happens is it goes to the House of Representatives based on state delegations where Republicans have the majority.
Okay.
So based on the amount of reps, you get, I don't know exactly how it works, but basically what they said was it would be 26 to 23 in terms of delegations, and the Republicans would win. So if Biden and Trump don't clear 270, the House of Representatives votes, and Trump is guaranteed the Republican win.
Okay.
So the way they argued it was that Trump will claim there's voter fraud in one of these swing states.
Okay.
There's 4 swing states that have Republican control of their state legislatures. So they're arguing Trump will claim voter fraud. The state legislators will vote and say we must investigate. That will jam up the Electoral College, which won't vote in time. So these 4 states will be removed, putting both Trump and Biden under 270. Then the House of Representatives votes, Trump wins. That's their argument.
Yep.
And if that happens, chaos.
I mean, it's 2020. It's 2020's motto is chaos, right? So
where are the aliens
fitting.
at? Just bring the aliens in.
Supposedly they're here. People are saying they're in Miami. They're flying around New York. They're somewhere. I don't know. I haven't seen them yet though.
Just Yosemite goes off, Krakatoa goes off, meteor slams into there, rips right through it. The aliens come in.
Well, if Yellowstone
half the
goes
people
off,
get raptured.
America
don't know where they go.
Is gone basically.
Yeah.
So it's basically turning America into one big volcano.
It would be cool if all of the weird apocalyptic scenarios happened at the exact same time.
Yeah, cool, Tim.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, I'm just ready for it.
Bring it on. Just let it all happen. The asteroid will come.
You get massive global warming, so the oceans start rising.
Yeah.
Then a giant asteroid slams into the Earth while aliens are coming. Then Yosemite goes off. What else happens?
They clone dinosaurs. They figured out how to clone dinosaurs. This is true, by the way. They actually have claimed they can clone dinosaurs.
All of a sudden, a T-Rex.
I don't know if they have yet.
All of a sudden, a T-Rex just walks into your city and then eats a guy, and you're like, I don't even know it's 2020, man.
Yeah,
I got it. Mentos, are you listening to me?
Mentos.
Remember the Mentos commercials?
Where are we going?
Where they would get away with doing things,
yeah,
but as long as they're eating Mentos, committing crimes is okay.
Fresh Breaker. Or I don't know.
I remember one where it's there's a guy who wants to park his car, but he can't, and so then he hires a bunch of construction workers to lift someone's car up so he can put his car there. And the guy looks at the window and he's like, "What are you doing to my car?" And the guy shows Mentos and pops it in his mouth, and they all start laughing. It's remember those commercials?
I do, yeah, vaguely.
That's what it's basically like right now. It's but instead it's 2020.
Have a Mentos.
No, but
I'm burning this elk statue. Mentos.
Yeah, it's aliens come and crash into a building, and there's people fleeing and they're shooting people.
And the aliens are actual Mentos bars.
No. I'm just saying
boop, 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 boop.
It's like that idea. It's like Mentos.
Giant-sized Mentos with eyes.
Not literally Mentos.
I know, but
the idea is that
great
no matter what happens, I'll put it this way: you're robbing a bank, and a cop runs and he goes, "Drop the weapon," and you hold up a calendar and you point to 2020, and the cop goes. And you just shrug, and then you walk out with bags of cash. It's 2020, man. Whatever. It's all you steal someone's car, and they're like, "Well, you're stealing my car." You're like, "It's 2020," and they're like, "Good point.
Good one. You're right. Here's the keys."
Yeah, and they high five you.
Yeah.
Chaos isn't.
Fun. That sounds terrible.
I don't know, man. Does it?
A little bit.
It's
the
waiting I can't stand. How often have you been joking about giant meteor of death just slamming into the earth and just wiping us all out?
I mean, not that often, but
in the past 8 years, giant meteor has bumper stickers.
Yeah, it has started to trend more and more. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Put Trump's face on the asteroid and have him just yelling China and like a streak of fire behind him as he slams into the earth.
It's the best, best asteroid.
I'm the biggest asteroid. I'll wipe out everything. Everybody agrees. It's over.
No one will survive.
I gotta say though, you know, I've been talking to people about this stuff, and you can't help but want to be a conspiracy theorist in times like this.
It's true.
So you've got COVID. It's just like, I don't know anybody who's had it. I don't know anybody who has it. I traveled across the country. I got tested for it. I didn't have it.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody. I don't know anybody who has it. And that's just me. I'm not saying it doesn't exist or anything like that.
What's weird is the death rate. Everyone's talking about everyone's got it now. There's the amount of people that have it is skyrocketing.
The death rate is gone.
But the
now.
death rate has consistently dropped and is still dropping. And it's almost nothing now.
No, the weird thing to me is June 9th, I think it was. Mm-hmm. They said, or was it maybe the 3rd? Very asymptomatic transfers, very, very rare. We haven't seen it.
Ah, interesting.
That was June 3rd from the World Health Organization. So then I was like, oh, okay, so masks are pointless.
Yeah.
Then they were like, oh, but you got to wear it. And I'm like, but you just said if we don't have symptoms, we can't transmit it.
Yeah.
But you wear your mask. I'm like, do you just want everybody to wear masks? Is that what you're on about? Because I don't care. I'll wear a mask.
It's keeping the fear so they can blame it on Trump so that they'll pull Trump votes.
I don't know,
if it wasn't an election year, conspiracy
Nothing
theory
makes
or
sense.
not, it's an election year and things go crazy on election years.
Nothing makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Like, remember when I've been saying the Democrats want Trump to win?
I don't know if that's true.
Listen, man, when you tell the American public that protesting is allowed, but cutting hair isn't,
Or going to church isn't.
right?
When
So
it's
they
written
say
in
in
the
California
Constitution.
you can't sing in church,
That's ridiculous.
but you can protest for Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Regular people are gonna freak out about that.
Yeah, that's weird.
This country is still majority Christian, and they're gonna be like, "What?"
Not only can you protest, but protesting doesn't cause a spike of coronavirus. They're making a point to slam this home. You can go out and protest. It doesn't cause it to spread. So it's like, if that's true, then why can't we just go about our business? Even if we'll wear masks. I don't even mind. I'll wear a mask. I don't care. But let us do our thing. Open businesses up.
I got bad news.
What is it?
Facebook has stripped me of my hope in humanity.
Oh no, why?
Because it's just all of these people regurgitating garbled, nonsensical talking points.
I know, I'm seeing it all the time.
Like what I said, where the guy was like, "Duh, why does the government just pay people like the?" Yeah, just pay what?
Yep.
Has no idea how any of this stuff is made, where it comes from. It's just like food's just there.
Yeah,
the government can give you cheese.
Facebook is just filled with bad articles, poorly written, basically opinions, citing science that isn't proven, memes that claim to prove a point, but literally just have a sentence on them. And they're like, look at this meme. It shows that this happened. And I'm like, wow, that you're spreading that around a lot. Do you know that's not true, right? Bah!
I don't care if it's true.
I don't care. I don't like you anymore.
Yeah.
How dare you? Man,
It's
you're
like that-
racist.
It's like that comic where it's like, I'm mad.
I'm racist? Are you kidding me? You have no idea who I am then, if you're calling me racist.
But you're white.
Sure.
Those are the new rules, bro.
I don't care.
I didn't make it up.
I don't. They're not. It's not law.
I'll tell you what, man.
It's crazy law. Crazy rules.
Whenever I'm talking to my woke friends about this stuff, like in person, I always like pulling the black propaganda card. You know what black propaganda is?
Explain, please.
It's where you pretend to be in favor of something and you make it seem insane.
Oh, okay.
So like if you dressed up like an intersectional feminist and went around screaming, like killing people and stuff, people would be like, whoa, these people are crazy. I don't have anything to do with them.
Okay.
Even though you're not really for it. It's a trick. But what I like doing is I just say something like, when they start talking about all this stuff, I'll be like, oh, dude, yeah, I'm totally down. I'll be honest with you guys. I come from a mixed race family, so I'm looking forward to when you guys are second class citizens, right? You'll have no job, you'll work for me, I can do whatever I want, and you guys will be answering to whatever it is I want to do. And they're like, wait, what? I'll be like, yeah, you're white. I'm the smallest minority in the country. The smallest minority is people of mixed race background. So all these woke white people that are preaching this stuff, I'm like, I look forward to you cleaning my dishes and kissing my feet.
Well, I do like working for you, though. I'll be honest. It's pretty
yeah,
nice.
but this is not that kind of job.
Cool.
Your job is just to sit there and like, talk about your feelings.
Yeah.
Like we both just complain to the internet for a living. It's not that kind of job.
I do like poking you a little bit. And just
Yeah, whatever, man. It's a show. That's the point.
get you to rage.
But what do you think? Like these white people think they're entering a world where they'll have power or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, you won't. I'll be okay. I'll be fine.
Right.
I'll just grow my facial hair out to get tan for 2 seconds, and then all of a sudden I get all the benefits that you're espousing, and I'll just pretend to support you because then I get your money, right? You have to pay me.
What a world.
Hey man, your ancestors created those miscegenation laws and racial covenants. So, at what point? Here's the other question I have too. Like,
it's crazy. Hold on, but it's crazy though because only like 16% of the world is white people.
Yes, yeah, right.
I was like, wow, that's a crazy statistic. I had no idea. Like,
even in America,
nuts.
Even in America and in Europe.
Yeah. No, that's combined.
No.
Both
what
of
I'm
those.
saying is, even in these countries, you have large non-white populations.
Yeah, that's true.
Not true for China. Not true for Japan.
Right.
Not true for almost every single other country on the planet. So, whatever that means, I'll tell you what. These people seem to think that they're going to get access to power or something by putting these rules into place. Does it stop with Confederate statues? The answer? No.
Right.
These people have no line. It then goes on to Ulysses S. Grant, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington. Does it stop with presidents? Well, because Grant was a slave owner. He had one slave. He did free the man. Then it goes to the abolitionist Union soldier who died in battle to free the slaves. Does it stop with human beings?
The hundreds of thousands of soldiers that fought to free the slaves.
They tore down the one statue of the guy.
Oh, right.
But it doesn't stop with humans. They'll burn down the elk statue.
No, that's just
so here's
ridiculous.
my question. Will reparations stop with just the black community?
No way.
Right. Hey, man. Hey. My family, my mixed race family,
Yeah.
was oppressed, was unable to build wealth because it was illegal, and were forced to flee different states because of racial covenants and racist laws. Therefore, my family is entitled to money from your pocket.
Hey, whoa.
You specifically, Adam.
No. My family wasn't even here during all that was going down. They came.
kidding,
They
by the
came
way, I don't mean
after it all. So it's like, okay, I don't. What did I do? Like my
Doesn't
family
matter.
didn't own slaves.
Doesn't matter. You're white.
Okay, sure.
That means you got to give me money. Where's that $100 I gave you yesterday? Give it back. That's mine now.
All right.
I'm kidding.
There you go.
No, I don't actually. I don't actually. I think it doesn't make sense. I think my family greatly benefited. I think even if there were bad laws that held us back, they escaped something worse.
No, we live in a beautiful country right now where anyone who wants to work hard towards something they want to do, they can do it. That's the world we live in. These people don't want to work hard. They want to scream at other people and have everything handed to them, which is what they're used to. And they have no idea that when the system falls apart, they won't have anything.
They're going to cry.
And they will cry.
And I'll be fine.
And probably die because
I'll be
they won't be self-sufficient. They'll be asking others for the things that they're used to, that they're privileged to have, that they don't realize that they have.
They have no idea what's going on around the world.
No, they have no idea.
Slavery still exists.
In over 100 countries.
Yeah. Do you know what happened?
Millions and millions of people are slaves right now. Millions. And that's only like 2 or 3 different countries. Millions of people there.
Slavery still exists in the United States too.
Really?
Trafficking.
That's true.
Human trafficking these are people who are traded as property, and it happens.
It's true.
Bro, I got crazy.
I have heard about that.
We've tracked some crazy stories, particularly with the Native American reservations and what people do. I'm not going to get into the fine details, but man, these are horrific things. It still exists today.
Yeah, it's messed up.
And instead of talking about shutting these things down, they're like, we could be talking about the horrifying things that happen on reservations that the FBI won't go after because they don't care. Mm-hmm. Instead, they're like, break apart Mount Rushmore. It's like, okay. Yep. There's like innocent people being tortured and kidnapped. We could, I don't know, focus on that for a minute. I'm down. No, they don't want to do it. So here's what I think, man. I almost, part of me wants them to just finally get their way. You know why? Because there are a lot of people in this country who are crazy. There are a lot of people in this country who are very fit, very well armed, and very angry, very crazy, very aggressive.
Yep.
They wish they were Alexander the Great. They wish they were Genghis Khan. And when the system all falls apart, no one will stop them. What do you think happens in the Pacific Northwest with these whiny little babies? And there's no government. You're going to see warlords. Yep. We already almost saw it in Chaz.
Yeah, he claims he was like they appointed him. He didn't like go in.
That's exactly. But that's right.
That's true.
There's going to be a dude.
It's going to happen anyway.
There's going to be one guy, and he's going to walk in, and he's going to be like, "We're going to make this work, and you're going to do it my way," and he's going to start telling them what to do, and they're going to be like, "You can't tell me what to do," and then he's going to go pop. Anyone else?
Yep.
Get to work.
Yep.
And they're going to be like, "Okay."
Like, oh man, what? But
they don't understand the cops are accountable.
We were supposed to. Yeah, exactly.
When the police do things wrong, guess what? Videos pop up everywhere. It's not perfect.
And also, it's not racial. They want to fight to the death that it's racial, and it's not.
Even outside of that, at the very basic level, even though there is police corruption,
sorry, but it's not.
There is an open door, no matter what the cops do, to try and get justice. But if we devolve into warlord territory with no government, there's no justice. If some guy starts some crazy guy who's got a ton of guns, everything falls apart. He calls himself like the Hook. He's like, this is my territory. Who do you complain to?
Right.
When he walks up to you and says, which one of you is cleaning the toilets? And you're like, hey man, this is America. And he goes, bang, it's you. And then you're like, my friend is dead. Tell it to someone who cares.
Yep.
They've never been to countries like this.
Nope.
When I was in Morocco, I told you the story. I'm in the taxi cab heading to the airport early hours of the morning, and the guy's blowing every stoplight. And then he's like, if we stop, they rob us. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's what happens there.
Well, thanks for blowing through the lights.
They wait for you to stop, and then they run up to you with guns pointed. And so you got to speed through them.
Wow.
Man, there are countries where the cops will steal your stuff. They'll kidnap you. They'll take your money from your wallet.
Yeah.
But they don't get it, man, because they're too comfortable. They've had it too good.
Yeah, it's strong men, good times, good times, weak men, hard times. We're in the hard times. They're weak now.
Not yet.
Well, right. If it keeps going down this path, there will be hard times.
Yeah, we're like the roller coaster just come to the top.
Yeah, we're looking.
And we don't got to go over the edge, baby, but it looks like we're gonna go over the edge. And yeah. Because even if Trump wins and brings back that really great economy that he had for the past few years, these people are going to go nuts and burn everything down. And so it's just going to be chaos no matter what happens. I mean, actually, I think if Biden wins, they just slowly take over and then life sucks. So it's going to be pretty awful.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. If you want to catch the full show, tune in to this channel, subscribe, hit the like button, or check us out on iTunes and Spotify, and we will soon have this podcast up for free on all podcast platforms. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all in the next episode.